know it's not really edible. On the other hand, I eat it because I feel the obligation to try everything once. Stinkhorns, and I know that there are people here who eat them. I have tried, and it's mostly a challenge. And you say, I've done it, it's down, and I'm okay.
Stinkhorns are delicious.
Nothing is happening, but there are a couple of really nice stinkhorns that are coming up right now, and they're red. And this is one of them. This was yesterday. So we found a pseudocolus, which is the stinky squid. And then we also found the Mutinus elegans, which was growing along a path. You could smell it long before you saw it. And then the big green one, May, it's August, September. Where did you find morels? Oh, they're in the wood chips. There's lots of them. They're coming up. And do you notice anything strange about them? Well, yeah, the flies really like them. And you think, what are you looking at? Do you really think they're yellow? The green stuff is, I guess you should wash that off. And this might be some people's way of eating morels. And they don't have a clue. Yeah, they're not poisonous. And I know people eat them, and I've tried them. The Russians eat the eggs, and the Chinese eat the stalks, the heads, and the skirt, and the stalk. The ones I've had in China had no flavor, but they gave you a great sense of empowerment. The other thing was that there was a really common stinkhorn right now in wood chip mulch in New York City. And tourists are always going through places like Central Park. And I saw a whole group of tourists talking in a circle around something. And I had to go see what it was they were looking at. I thought maybe it was a baby bird or something. And it was a whole group, maybe 20, 25 of these stinkhorns. And these were the red ones, Valles rubicundus. And I was looking and I was thinking, what is it going on? What are they thinking about? And finally, someone just said as they walked away, well, it's New York City. What else do you expect?
Where are you going to look? Look at the wood. Okay, there's a white rod. And you can see that remember that the fibers are staying intact here. So you've got the cellulose fibers are still intact. So we can make paper out of this if we want. Right? Bleached paper. It's already done for us. They're brown. And, well, see, this is really funky. So this you can't really tell by how hard it's just the state of decay that it's in. Brown rot is harder to see. This is probably brown rot. It's more crumbly. This is supposed to be a brown rot, so it's better be brown rot. And so it crumbles in your hand into a little powder. Okay, so you should, if you go in the woods, you can find it really commonly. It's really easy to find. And so what I didn't tell you in my talk was that that's one way that you distinguish between different genera. So that's one of the characteristics we use to distinguish the genera of the polypores. So they're often sister genera, like Tyromyces and Oligoporus. Whereas Tyromyces is a white rot, Oligoporus is a brown rot. But their fruity bodies are very, very similar. They're very soft, and they're otherwise very closely related microscopically. But one's a white rot, one's a brown rot. So somewhere in there was a split of the two genera from one another. We use this also in agarics. So we use this in. Oh, okay, this is a really good brown rot. So you can see the cubical brown rot in there really easily. You see it? So this is dried out, so it's not going to crumble too much, and this is a nice specimen. But you can see it's just crumbly. It doesn't crumble that well. In any case, this is probably Lady Porus. Because this is what Lady Porus does is set these, what we call mycelial felts, into the wood. And so you can see there's kind of a crack in the wood there, and this is where there was a huge bank of mycelium, and nobody really knows why it does this, but ladyports does this really commonly. And so this is probably a way to get into the wood much more easily. Thick wall. So all the hyphae that are running through there we call skeletal hyphae. So they're forming like a skeleton that keeps this thing alive and keeps it hard so other things can prevent insects from eating it. Okay, then we get some of them that are, somebody find me and
Americana.